Hello, I'm Coach Reggie B. I get a lot of questions about speaking. I did a video post a week or 2 weeks ago, and it was about keynote speaking, motivational speaking, reality speaking. And everybody started saying, Reggie, how do I get on stage? How do I get on stage? I want to be a keynote speaker. I want to be a reality speaker. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to do workshops. I want to do what you do. Here's my answer to that: do what you do. Don't do what I do. And I didn't just show up on stage. So I didn't really just show up on stage a few years ago and decide, okay, I'm going to be a speaker and then just started speaking. No, it probably started 50 years ago. Think about it. How long have you actually been practicing, preparing, and studying and doing what you need to do to now be the keynote speaker on stage making $75,000? I mean, some people, they get lucky, right? They get a good deal, they know somebody, they have the hookup, relationships, and they get out there and it happens. But for the average person like me, it does not happen that way. I've been speaking on stage in the Boy Scouts. I was speaking on stage in college. When I was a model, I was speaking on stage. Of course, in the military, as an airman, as a sergeant, a lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel. You're speaking. I'm out there doing the moderations, or as a moderator, or as the person that's reading an award, decoration, citation. I remember the first time they said, Reggie, we want you to be the announcer. We want you to read the award. I was nervous. I have to get on stage in front of all of these people. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Lieutenant Colonel Reginald. Actually, when I did that, I was a lieutenant. But you have to practice that. And you have to screw up. You have to make your mistakes. You have to sweat. You have to go through all of those things that speakers go through. Les Brown, guarantee you, he was on stage nervous as heck when he first started. Tony Robbins, I'm sure, nervous on stage when he first started. Tyler Perry, nervous. He may still get nervous, right? And so this is not something you just wake up and do and all of a sudden they're paying you a lot of money because you want to make a lot of money. No, you have to care about it. You have to want to do it. It has to be in you. And you have to practice. So when I do keynote speeches, that's different than when I do a motivational speech, which is different than when I do a reality speech, which is different when I do a workshop. I just did a 4.5-day workshop at the Pentagon this week or last week. And so it's different. And your audience is different. I once was a motivational speaker for 750 high school students in the auditorium. Different than being a workshop keynote speaker for an AWS global sales team. Different than being a speaker at the Ned's Club, which is a members only club in Washington, D.C. for the members. Different. So you have to be able to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust. I know some people or speakers, they may have 1 or 2 talk tracks and that's all they do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what do? You need to be you. You need to be that keynote speaker for you. So nobody can do what I do. No more than I can do what you do. I was talking to astronaut Leland Melvin last night. And he called me up because we are working on a project and we've pretty much completed it, where we have all of these African-American, he called them Afronauts, but we have all of these African-American astronauts, and I am moderating a panel on Zoom. And so we did a lot of cool stuff, did some Hollywood touch up to the video, and it's out there to the world. And so we were talking about keynote speaking. He said something to me that I'm still trying to remember. It was so profound. He said, Reggie, when you're at this level, although there's free speech, speeches aren't free. I was like, wow. So that's why y'all get paid so much money, because it's not about freedom of speech or free speech is about that these speeches are not free because he spent so much time, effort, energy, experience, and money and risked his life out of space to come back. And you want him to do that for free. No, he's earned that. And so, but then you have some people that get paid 100,000, 200,000, a million, two, three, $4 million for one speech. And they didn't go out of space. They didn't suffer all of the consequences. Now, not to take anything away from them, the point is, who are you? What are you? What are you telling people? What do you have to offer? My agent, Willie Dunn, and I talk about this all the time. I remember when she first became my agent and she was teaching me and educating me and training me in the business of speaking. It's a business. I was listening to her and learning so many things I didn't know. Here I am thinking, I'm a speaker. I can get on stage. I'm Reggie B. Put me out there and let me go out there and just start talking. And I'm going to blow them away, and they should pay me $100,000, and everything will be right with the world. Then she started giving me the ones, the twos, the threes of what I'm supposed to do, my message, what's the takeaway, and what are you going to leave them with, and how are you going to lead in, and why should they listen to all of these things. And I started thinking about it, and she made sense, and I know how to do those things, but can I do them in an instant because it's just my muscle memory. So you got to work on those things. So for those of you who want to be a keynote speaker, practice, 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 get out there, even do something like this, and then do the playback. Some of the people that want to be a speaker, I'll bring them in my studio. I'll take their phone, put it in the tripod, and give them some messages, and just let them hear themselves. So if you want to be a keynote speaker, I'm not saying you're going to make a lot of money. Maybe you'll make just enough money to pay for the things that you do to do your keynote speaking and motivational speaking, but at least get out there and practice. I teach a course called public speaking, but I also teach a course in briefing. I think it's called public briefings and techniques, something like that. Man, it's a lot of hands-on and practicing, and I'm grading and teaching and all that stuff. Get one of those types of courses to help you learn how to be that speaker. I had somebody want me to prepare them to be a TED speaker, which is, I think, 16 minutes. That's a different type of speech. My daughter did a TEDx, and she knew what she was doing, and she did well. The point is, if you want to be a speaker, start. Just get out there and speak. Just start off. Hello, I'm Coach Reggie B, and today I want to talk to you about X. And then just start talking about it. Yeah, maybe I'll tell you when I was an Air Force recruiter in recruiting school in 1986, I had to stand up and deliver a 3-minute speech, reach in, pull out the card, and just start talking. And the acronym and the word of what was on the card were two different things. And I went on a tangent, did well. They said, Reggie, that's not what that word was. But I did well. So practice, practice, practice. I'm Coach Reggie B saying, get out there and become the best version of yourself.